One of the biggest things a lot of people wonder is how to manifest on a time crunch, or like literally day of, like, I want this to happen, or I need this to happen, a problem needs to be resolved by this day and whatever, which is perfectly fine and which is completely possible. As someone, not to brag, but my desires do come to me quite fast, I'm going to be sharing how to do so. Of course, I am a human and I'm also a young human, so not everything, there's some things I can manifest faster than others, but that's just my own battle. Your life and whatever your thoughts is going to be different for absolutely anybody, so no guarantee. Don't try to come for me and say, oh, you said I was going to do this, and don't give me that, okay? But yeah, I think there's really like about 2 things that slow manifestations down, and that would have to be needy little desperate energy and wavering. It's kind of 2 ways that you can waver, in a sense of like saying, I want this, no I don't want this. So say for example, you want an SP, but also you're like, no, I want this SP. Like you want a different SP, either someone from your past or whatever. That's wavering, obviously. You're just like, what do you want, baby? You want this or you want that? Which one? You could also go through the type of wavering where it's like you believe, but then you don't believe. You believe, but now you give up. Now, when I was answering some questions people were asking me, I realized something deep within my subconscious mind, because wavering has to do with your mind. So I feel like I cracked the freaking code to this. And what I like to do when I have this, because wavering starts with you. Wavering is your mind bouncing from one thing to another, right? So what I like to do, if this makes sense and lock in and stay with me, I like to kind of manifest that I stop wavering, if that makes sense. So say if I don't know if I want an SP, I would say something like, I know and I am sure that me and so and so are together. Think about it. If you were so sure about being with your SP, you wouldn't waver that. You were in love with your SP and you guys are in the most amazing relationship, I'm sure you wouldn't waver that, and you wouldn't want anyone else. Unless you're like some crazy like narcissistic person and you kind of messed up. Not my business, not my problem. But anyways, kind of manifest yourself into stopping. You ever thought of that? I don't think you did. I didn't either, so that makes 2 of us. When you waver, combat that wavering and say like, I am always very sure of myself. I know that this, that. I am sure about this, that. I'm sure about my desires. I'm sure about my blessings. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, what if I have the type of wavering where it's like, I believe, but then I don't believe. Like you believe and then you give up. You better take that one option of believing and run with it. No matter what. Whenever you have doubt, you affirm. Whenever you have doubt, you just affirm over. Like I said, just imagine the doubt being like taken off the stage. It's done with, it's gone. Now the other thing is, as I mentioned, about that needy energy for something, and like, oh my gosh, I need this person, or I need this, or whatever. Eliminate it. You're on top. Don't forget it. Never on the bottom. You creating all this needy, desperate energy is blocking you from getting your desire. Leading into my next point, actually, we gotta talk about it. As I mentioned in previous videos, the 3D is a delayed thing. Okay, stop it. I made the best analogy, but I explained it in the most shittiest way possible, so let me do it again. Here's proof that your 3D is delayed, okay? Put yourself in this scenario. Say you make plans with your friend today, and you say, hey, you want to hang out tomorrow, okay? Naturally, everything we imagine, even if it's for a split second, we imagine it. And our subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and what's actually happening. And as we know that our 3D is just a manifestation of our thoughts, right? So boom, the next day happens. You guys go out and you do exactly what you said. And obviously, because you made this decision, your 3D has to show you that. And obviously, because you had chose tomorrow is the only reason why it was tomorrow. And that's exactly how you have to be with every manifestation. Choose a time and say that this is happening. You have it set in your mind that you're going to hang out with your friend. So why can't you have it set in your mind that your SP is going to call you, that money's going to come through, whatever. But just have it set in your mind. You're the one that controls your reality and your decisions. So make that choice. It may sound weird and may sound like I'm reaching, but it's a manifestation. Your 3D reality and everything you have is just really a manifestation of your thoughts and things that are going on in your mind. That's why people say like your room is messy, or if you're a messy person, it's because there's a lot going on in your mind. The 3D is a delayed response. As I said, think of it as a glitch. It doesn't define you, so stop checking the 3D. Who cares? As I mentioned, manifestation is ask and receive. There's no in-between steps. There's no nothing. You just ask and you receive. Same like you would put in an order for something. Ask and receive. payment and you receive. You're not the one packing your items. You're not the one flying it out to yourself. You're not the one doing any of that, going through customs, nothing. You're not doing any of those things, so it's ask and receive. Simple as that. That's how simple it is. And as I mentioned, I know that a lot of people don't really care for self-concept, but it's the biggest thing. If you address your self-concept, I swear that's everything. If you say manifesting this and this is hard, then it will be hard. If you say manifesting money is hard, then it will be hard. If you say manifesting SP will be hard, then it will be hard. I remember when I used to say manifesting SPs was hard, so therefore it was hard for me. This was like maybe 2-3 years ago. So therefore, yeah, it was difficult for me. Now it's not. Why do you think I made a video about it? Why do you think I made like 2 videos about it? Because I can do it so well now. There's a lot of things I can do well. But as I mentioned, everybody's going to kind of have their own, I don't want to say strengths in terms of what they can manifest based off of past triggers and stuff like that. But no, it's easy. It's ask and receive. It's finished. It's done. As I mentioned, if you can imagine it, you can see it. Simple, over, done with. Those are like the biggest things that are slowing your manifestation down is wavering. So manifest that you stop wavering. Yeah, I've heard, some people saying they haven't got their SP in years, but it's all because of wavering. I'm sorry, but you have to address the wavering. I love the people that are able to hold themselves accountable and say, oh yes, I know that I was wavering with this, because I understand, as I mentioned, you can waver so bad to the point it's subconscious and you don't even realize that you're doing so. Persist no matter what doubts or whatever you may have. That's when you are going to persist. And no, by you affirming to yourself is not really prolonging the process. It's not, because it's already done. There is no process. So how could you do that? I don't understand. No such thing. I'm thinking about making a video for how to like manifest changing appearance, as someone that has also done so. But yeah, if you have any suggestions for future videos, please let me know. Any questions, comments, concerns, whatever, please let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, bye.